We are back with our next Army Setup Wars video. This is going to be episode 8 in the series. We've got a couple of cool setups to show off here in this one, so let's go ahead and get started. What is going on, guys? We are back with episode 8 of the Army Setup Wars series. If you were new here, welcome. If you were not new here, welcome back. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button. It helps push the video through the YouTube algorithm. And if you like how I make Warpath videos, consider hitting the subscribe button. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump in and take a look at our very first setup. Setup number 1 here is from my boy Raz in server 69. This is his main ground force setup here. He is rocking a Liberty artillery unit. We have got an exclusive lounge officer there. He's actually got a few exclusive lounge officers. So we've got the Liberty artillery. We have got the Martyr's Watch howitzer. We have got the Vanguard anti-tank gun. We've got, it looks like, for probably just some camp buff purposes here, we have got it looks like the 7.1, or no, I'm sorry, 6.1 actually, Liberty light tank, followed by a Vanguard super heavy. So pretty solid setup here from Raz. Again, the reason, or I shouldn't say again, but the reason that he has just 9.1 units is because they have up to this point been competing in gold. So that is where the unit cap is coming from. For his Air Force, he has got a pretty solid little setup, honestly. We have got a 9.1 Martyr Watch fighter with a pretty solid officer combo there, followed by a 8.2 Liberty bomber with a solid officer combination on that. And then last but not least, we have got a Vanguard fighter plane for some camp buffs. And then moving on to his Navy unit, we've got a 9-star Liberty, geez, I always freaking forget the name of some of these naval units, the Missile Destroyer. So that is his kind of main unit there, solid officer combination, followed by 2 additional Liberty aircraft carriers, again, strictly for camp buffs, I'd imagine. Coming up next is a setup from a player that is asked to be anonymous. They've asked to remain anonymous, so I'm going to absolutely make sure and honor that request. Here's the deal, though. This is a very, very strong player. Absolutely a whale in the game. Starting from the top, we have got a fully juiced Liberty MBT. We have got 2 fully juiced up Liberty artillery units. As you can see, we've got some exclusive lounge sprinkled in here, followed by a fully juiced rocket launcher and a fully juiced Vanguard anti-tank gun. So, all in all, very solid setup here from this particular player. You could maybe say that, you know, you could do a little bit of reordering or reshuffling of some of these officer pairings. That's obviously not the point of this video. Not trying to critique anybody's setup. You know, we all have our kind of things, right? So absolutely, totally respect that. And this is not by any means necessarily a bad setup, but yeah, well, it's not a bad setup at all, actually. So I don't want to insinuate anything that I'm not, but you know, I do see, and I don't also know all of the officers that are available on this account, but you know, I don't know. Maybe you could, you know, shift some things up. Maybe not. Maybe if this is working for him, you know, keep rocking with what's working, right? Moving on to their Air Force, we have got a fully juiced Martyr Watch fighter plane, followed by 2 fully juiced Vanguard fighter planes. Great officer setup here to go along with it. Again, don't know if any of the other officers are available. If they are, you could, of course, you know, utilize some of those other officers, you know, maybe in place of, you know, some of these officers here. I mean, again, to each their own, but without knowing what is actually available on this account, it obviously does add a dynamic there. But nonetheless, it's hard to be upset about having 3 fully juiced up 9.2 units for your Air Force. And then last but not least, we have got a 9.1 Martyr Watch submarine, fully leveled up to level 200. Solid officer combination there. And then we have 2 additional 7.2 naval units here in the second and third spot as well. So it would appear, doesn't seem to be a big emphasis on Navy for this particular player, which, I think that's probably more common than people realize. Of course, we've got some big whales that have got fully juiced out navies, but the majority of the player base, and this is a prime example to give you kind of a bigger overview on Navy popularity. This is a very big spender and big player, and they haven't put much emphasis into their Navy, at least not that it appears on this image. So that said, don't feel bad where your Navy's at. That is going to wrap us up for this episode of the Army Setup Wars video. Let me know what you guys think about the setups. Let me know if you guys are interested in being featured in a future setup. If you are, the link to my community Discord server is in the description of the video. If you click on that link, it will take you right into my community server. If you are interested in being featured in a future Setup Wars video, make sure to join my community server because I have my Discord settings pretty restricted. So if you want to be able to message me, you're going to have to be in the server with me. If you do that, send me over your setup pictures, send them in landscape form, please send them in vertical format, not landscape format. That being said, we'll take a look. If you send them to me, we'll take a look. We'll see if we can get them featured and go from there. And in addition to that, we just have a really good community over there in the server. Tons of great people asking questions, people helping each other. So if you are a new player, veteran player, it doesn't matter. Absolutely everybody is welcome. As always, if you have stuck around and made it this far into the video, thanks for taking the time to watch the video today, and we'll see you on the next one.